on our library, you can look up trailers we love, and I've put up a couple of trailers. I try to do the ones I think of off the top of my own head when it comes out. And so I'm not always on time with it, but whenever I remember, I'm going, yeah, this is really cool. We should put this out, add this up, because then I remember to talk about it. So this is, of course,
the end of days are nigh. The Metalocalypse is upon us. Unless you are vigilant, you will drown in fear.
Hi. What?
Good timing.
The Doomstar. It creeps closer to our atmosphere every day, threatening cataclysmic destruction. Salacia. Only he knows what vile evils are in store.
That's so cool.
Out to find the Song of Salvation.
What is the Song of Salvation?
Nobody knows.
Well, do we at least know the running time?
Nobody knows.
Does we at least know what keys it ends in?
What happens if we do it wrong?
The world will be bathed in blood.
Wait, how much time have I got on this?
Be a hellscape.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
Will be dead.
Oh, every time I get up.
Will you be the fist or the hand?
So, right, so so just about every day, right, on the side of my bed, like I have a queen size bed, so I'm divorced, so I'm by myself. So on that side of the bed, right on my left side, is almost my base. My base is always there, on top of the bag that comes with, like the flat soft case. So whenever I'm lying in bed and I kind of like, think of, a music thing or thing, I never have it plugged in. I've got a little speaker, but I don't have it plugged in. I just like for an hour or half an hour a day at night, I'll just play. For a whole week, I haven't been able to do that because my back, right? I can't lie in bed with a weight on my spine. And I think that might have been part of why I got hurt. Oh, this is a Jackson, by the way. It's a good bass that I've always wanted, and I was able to, when I was in my teens. Oh, this is gonna be a pain. I'm gonna have to get a stand. Please don't get damaged while you're there. Oh. So I did a job last year, and as a contract work, and that helped pay for that. When I was in my teens, like 2021, yeah. No. So it would have been out of my teens. Yeah. I was a bass player. Like I used to play bass. And one of New Zealand, well-known New Zealand bands at the time was one of my bass tutors. And excuse me, I'm supposed to remove that off there. Was my bass tutor. And so, had him about $20 each week to come up and teach me. And so, yeah, but I never had like anything like that. And it was my dream to always have that, right? Have a bass guitar, a Jackson bass. And so when I first had my bass, it was just like, just your basic starter kit bass, like $300 or something at the time. It was a lot of money because I was only working $6.50 an hour, or maybe at that time I was $6.90 an hour, $6.70, $6.90 an hour. Like, really think about that, right? It's like you get paid about 2, 3, maybe 4 times that now. And I was 17, 18, 19, yeah, about 19, 20, yeah. And then all this, I had two guitars, electric guitars as well. And then later on, over time, they went, I think I sold one or swapped one or something. And the other one I sold. and then the bass just became pieces because I wasn't really together in my 20s and in my teens. I didn't really get together in my head for 8 decades. I think I had shit go down when I was a kid and just didn't really work it out for years, for decades. And so last year when I did the job, I was going to the job, so I kept saving. Like I go put down $20, I put down $30, put down $50, $100, right? Whenever I had money, I just go, I get spare money down. And because normally they don't do that, you have to sign up something. But because I know the guy and because I'm a trusted person by the community, right? Because they know who I am, I just go, here's $50, put it against my thing this way. No, nothing written up, right? It's just under my name, boom, there. And so, I was finally able to pick it up for Christmas. It was like my 50th birthday present. Of course, it was 5 months before my birthday, but it was my 50th birthday present as it was my Christmas present. And it was like, yeah, it was just, finally being able to win. So like, this is what I mean. It's like, I've been teaching myself how to play bass by watching, right, YouTube. And I've been telling my niece and like nephews how amazing this generation they live in is. Nobody, I think a lot of people think, oh, boomer, you Gen Xers, you boomers, you don't really, you don't know what technology and stuff. Well, you guys don't know what we went through to learn what we had to learn, right? As I learned how to fix my back by watching a YouTube video this week, how to slip my disc back in, right? It just went and just electric shock, pain. I crawled, limped to my bed and fell down in pain. And I didn't have to go to see a chiropractor. I didn't have to go see a physio, right? I just looked on YouTube and I was able to go, if I do those exercises, I could slip it in. I could fix it myself. And I did. And it worked. And so the same thing with like playing music, right? I could watch like what I'm doing at the moment. I'm watching like Foo Fighters, like let me bring it up. I've got a bookmark full of folder full of on my bookmark full of all the music that I love and the bands that I love and like the songs that I want to learn how to play. Not because I want to play those songs, but I can get my timing right. I can learn how to do the riffs I want to do and why they work the way they work. Like I'm always going, well, the riff starts with right, and then why do they go? If you're taught music, right? If you go to school and you're taught how to do music, that comes to you easy. When you've never learned how to do music that way, how to read music, why people play that way, all you got is you picking up books, right? So there was this really cool this guy named Paul Del Bello, right? So this is one of those weird streams. This is like, my morning streams were just like always going to be weird. So I want to show you, right. I think this is the easiest song to learn how to play, right? To learn to play bass, like the first song that you should try to learn to play bass with, right? So this is Paul Del Bello. Right. Just the timing, the structure, the riff, right? Just getting the timing right. So this bass line, right? He just slamming it, right? It's one of my favorite songs, by the way. When it came out, it was like my favorite song off that album. I was like, yes, and Monkey Wrench. But this one is like a driving thing. It's like, there goes my hero, right? It's just freaking like, it just, just grabbed me at that time because I just had a hero that fell. Someone I looked up to at the time basically fell, right? Like hypocrite kind of thing. I was like, yeah. That's why I don't I don't have authority figures I look up to. I don't have like leaders I look up to anymore. I've become very like anti-authority, but that's also part of my punk, upbringing, I guess, because being into punk music. So it's such a cool little song to learn. I've been looking at lots of songs, right, to get the timing right, because a lot of times when they go really fast, but this just, the bass is driving this. You can hear the guitar in the background, doing its little, lead thing, but the bass and the drums are, slamming it. That change, right, to the A note, down to the E, right? I think that's the B here. Back to the A. And plus, this is how I learn. I don't know music, right? I don't know how to read that top part there, the bars and stuff. I just know tablature. Such a cool little song, but so easy to learn on bass, right? And I reckon if you're just learning bass, this is the first song you want to pick up and try to learn, because I think the timing, just the structure of it, and plus you feel good learning it. I felt really good getting it right the first time. I was like, I can do this, but I mean, everybody's the other way. So I'll tell you what really inspired me to get in, why I wanted right. So I am a metalhead, which is why I put that, I put, what is it called there? Metalocalypse, death clock, right? I can't even say that word right. But what really got me wanting to play bass was, I think, was it this one? No, it was this one. So this is another thing. Like, so,
hey, bass players, Primus fan bass players, whatever.
So I like this sort of stuff, right? Like, we never had this, man. When I was, when I was 18 and all that, I never had this. I never had a guy up there go, do this. There's a simple way of doing it. Here, look, I can show you right here. So you can be taught by thousands of people around the world. I'm watching a Latin Latina. Okay, you get Spanish. Do you call Spanish Latinos? I thought it was only Latin America was called Latino. Anyway, I should have asked Paulie last week.
If you don't know, the song starts out at the.
So you got like, right?
Slides and fade into nothing.
This sort of stuff is gold.
Hammers on to the D.
Having a favorite song, someone showing you how to play the favorite song, right? So I'll show you what he's playing, and it's it's one of my favorite songs. Now, why am I not? Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Head on large. Okay, so this is My Name is Mud. My name is Mud. By Primus. Now, actually, we have the live. I think live would be better. Is that Les? No, it doesn't look like Les. Here we go. With stuff. All right, Les with. Come on, before it goes. Here we go. If we wanted to watch this, and if it wasn't on TV, we had to buy it on VHS, right? Or on disc. I think this is 94. So discs were very expensive. No, 94 we still had VHS. Yeah. So you'd have to friggin', buy it on VHS, hire it out on VHS if it wasn't on there. Now we can watch the entire freaking history of Primus. Almost every concert ever recorded, right? And I think this is something that I appreciate, and I think this generation doesn't, which is sad. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but I just feel like they don't, because when you actually appreciate something, you become grateful inside, and you become more whole, and you become more happy and content, right? You're like, I actually can see my favorite band play the favorite song live at a place I never got to see them play live, like like Iron Maiden playing in Buenos Aires to thousands of people, right? I've never seen Iron Maiden play live, because when I wanted to go see Iron Maiden play live, I was stuck in a bed because 6 months earlier I had been in a car accident. So my mate who was coming up to see me, best mate who was coming up to see it with me, came up and went and saw it himself without me, because hey, couldn't do it. But I get to see all the concerts. I'm privy to the entire stock of all Iron Maiden albums. Listen to them, every single one ever released, right? Live ones, like EPs and stuff, because of YouTube, right? Because of the internet. When you realize how amazing that is, you become very grateful for that. Right? You appreciate things more, because we never had that shit. I always think like how discontent this generation feels, which I maybe sound like a boomer, but I think you know we my generation's brought so much great things into for this generation that's unappreciated, right? And I think that unappreciation has somehow made people become depressed, and that contentness with life is gone. And so there's a bit more bitterness and anxiety and loss of self and position. And I know what that's like, because I remember being like that, uh, you know, due to trauma. But once I realized the amazingness and the greatness and the exciting things that we have available to it, that are, at our fingertips, I've become very content, right? Like, you get to see this. This is Woodstock '94, right? I was, gosh, I was like 21. That's when I turned 21, right? Yeah, it's a couple of months after I turned 21. 3 months, actually. Wait, is that 29 years ago? Where's my, hold on. When was that? My fingers are going to, fingers are freaking moving like the bass line. So 1994 minus 2023 equals, it's 29 years ago this month, right? Next year, this month, it'll be 30 years. So we could do like a 30-year celebration. My head hurts. It's like my left side's hurting because of the slip disc. So, this is the song that really got like always reminds me of this movie, right? Let me just say. So it's called. I saw this movie in Fiji in the theaters twice, um, because I liked the first time I went to saw it with my cousin, so I went and saw it again. Oh no, I went by myself, I think, the first time, and then I went and saw it again with my cousin.
Foster is an ordinary man.
Where you going?
Going home.
Not this way or not?
Why not?
Metro Rail construction, that's why not.
Living in the everyday world.
I don't suppose you have a couple of bucks you can give me. It would really help me out. If you give me your address, I'll mail it back, honest.
A patient man.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like a ham and cheese omelet with lamb fries.
I'm sorry.
We stop serving breakfast at 11:30.
Who's running out of patience.
I get some change for the phone.
A peaceful man.
No change. I have to buy something.
Who's about to be pushed
85 cents. 85 cents.
Doesn't give me enough money for the phone call.
Drink. 85 cents. You pay or go.
A little too far.
I stay.
I mean, you stole your baseball bat, but he paid for the soda.
Just standing up for my rights. As a consumer.
Oh, this guy's discriminating.
What kind of vigilante are you? I'm just trying to get home to my little girl's birthday. Give us your briefcase. If everybody will stay out of my way. Here, you want a briefcase? Here's my briefcase. There's the briefcase. Hurry, wait a minute. Then nobody will get hurt.
Warner Brothers presents
Hey, would you get off my golf course? I am.
the story of an everyday guy who refused to take it one more day.
So we got a nutcase with a bag full of guns. He's in Hollywood right now, and he's heading west.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there's other people waiting to use the phone here.
Now, if you go up against this guy, be careful.
I think it's out of order.
Somebody in a white shirt and tie gunned down a phone booth 3 blocks from the Whammy Burger.
Michael Douglas.
In America, we have the freedom of speech. Come on, I want to be a parking lot if I attend the right to disagree.
Robert Duvall.
I know who this guy is.
In a Joel Schumacher film.
What are you doing to
It's
the
a
street?
must-watch film.
We're fixing it. What the hell does it look like? See, I don't think anything's wrong with the street. I think you're just trying to justify your inflated budgets. Well, I guess so. I'll give you something to fix. What are you? Hey, Charlie!
Falling down.
Let's call it a day.
Come on. I'm the bad guy?
A tale of urban reality.
So when did that come out? Let me just check this, because like I said, I saw this at the theater in Fiji, and I took my cousin with me, and I can't remember if it was my middle cousin, because I've got my second youngest uncle has 3 sons and a daughter. So one of those sons I took to see this with, like, a child. So in Fiji there is no like age limit at that time, if I remember right. So let me just check that right. So Falling Down, 93. Yeah. So 30 years ago. Man, talk about getting old. So that was 30 years ago. Falling Down came out 30 years ago. Michael Douglas was like this, like, Henry Cavill is right now, right? He was a dude. Like, he was in like a lot of stuff. He was like the in demand. I wonder, he was like in this other movie called, I think it was Disclosure. I think that was that one, which was like, let's go see Michael. Right. So if I remember right, Michael was in Fatal Attraction, which was big, man. Like, Fatal Attraction was big. He was also in Wall Street, which was another big movie. Where are we? Haywire came out a bit later, but like 90s. He was the man in the 90s. Sentinel, The Game. If you haven't seen The Game, gotta watch The Game. A Perfect Man. Yeah, Disclosure. There he is. So after he did, of course, he did Basic Instinct, right? With who was it? Basic? That wasn't Kim Basinger, was it? Sharon Stone. That's where Sharon Stone made her name, right? In that one, right? So, went too far. Went back too far. Let's go back forward. Right. So, yeah. So he did Wall Street. Hold on. Oh, Jewel of the Nile. Like I said, he was in demand, like, for like from 84, right? From 84 all the way to, sheesh, let me see, 2000. Yeah, 2000. So it's 16 year on top of the world, man. 16 years of being on top of the world, right? For the Douglas family, right? Kirk Douglas. Emilio Estevez, I think, is part of that same family. And who's the other guy that was part of the Christian? Is Charlie Sheen part of that family as well? Let me figure that out. Son, brother. Right, so it's Michael Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas being his dad, but didn't know his middle name was Kirk. So where's the family? Relatives, no. Wait, am I wrong? Sheen. Oh, that's Michael Sheen. Sheen. Yeah, wrong family. Martin Sheen, right. Get them confused. So like they look kind of similar, but they're not the same. So it's Martin Sheen, right? So Martin Sheen, adopted son, if I remember, is Emilio Estevez. Or what's his name? Estevez. Right. His son kept the Estevez name, right? And then his other son kept the Sheen name because he changed his name from Ramon Antonio Gerard Estevez to Martin Sheen. I should have talked to Paulie about that, but you know, this is the old news. Yeah, there you go. Children: Ramon Estevez, Charlie Sheen, right? Emilio Estevez, and Renee Estevez. So if I remember right, Emilio, right? Big fan. I'm a big fan of Emilio Estevez, right? Just brilliant. Like this is like the 90s kids, like the actors of the 90s, you know, I guess what you call it. Who's hip right now? I don't even know what pop culture. So anyway, or pop TV, whatever you want to call it. Now, before that, so one thing I want to mention is check out these prizes, man. I was looking at getting Army of Doomstar, right? So I had a look on eBay. Look at these prices for New Zealand, right? As you know, New Zealand is like $1.60 US. New Zealand, sorry, $1.60 New Zealand is $1 US, right? So look at the prices we got to pay. You know, that's available. So like, it jumps from like an opened one from 36, right? And I've got deliveries $30, right? Deliveries $40, deliveries $50. How does it change? Like differences in like by $10 in delivery, right? $28 delivery, $51 deliveries. That's like $13 difference. No, yes, something like that. Anyway, but look, $120, right? US import. So, you know, because the Blu-ray came out last year. So, you know, Army of Doomstar, I thought it just came out this week, right? Or you get a poster with it. And now you can buy the poster for $16, right? The soundtrack is $300 if you want that. Physical media, like this latest, you know, everybody's saying, oh, you got to buy physical media, you got to buy physical media. That's cool. But look at how these guys are scalping us out here.